What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fi, Eric Sheetsaber talking through this four-game early slate. We do have the main one later, be live at 5:30 Eastern. We'll talk a little basketball.
Yes.
I don't know if we can talk much about anything that's going to get me to stop thinking about last night, and I'm not.
I don't know what you're talking about. I blocked it out.
I'm sorry. I just still can't believe.
I have a text from my friend. He says the math isn't mathing. 24-second clock with 159 seconds to go and a 14-point lead. Someone from the data department should be getting fired.
It's crazy. I mean, everybody keeps throwing out. It's funny because how everybody picks and chooses the number. Oh, they were up down by 14. They were down by 17 at this point. They were down by this at this point. I'm like, they were down by 9 with 50 seconds left. That's the number.
Did you see someone post up there in the history of playoff basketball?
It's never happened.
A team has been down by 9 or more with less than a minute to go, like 1,141 times or something like that.
Yeah.
They have now a total of one time that the team has come back to win, and that was last night.
Yep, that's right. I mean, it's wild, man.
One.
I don't even know what to say about that. Like, it was just we talked about it last night, but it's just honestly, I don't think I just want to say one thing before we jump into this four-gamer. I don't think it's as much of a okay. The other, I could see the arguments for choking and everything, and it was choking and bad, but like they did make those were not those mostly difficult threes. They made I think they made 8 out of the last 9 they took going back to a few minutes left in the game. It was wild. They scored 23 points with 3 minutes in the last 3 minutes of the game. That's and it's never happened in the playoffs. Anyway, just completely craziness.
Yeah.
How's everything else going for you, man, today?
Everything's good. Well, you know what? And it's now it's gonna be I think I can't imagine why the rest of the series wouldn't be just as high paced. That's just the way it's going to be. And we talk about this. We don't talk about this as much this year as we have in previous years, but this idea of when one team just really wants to play at a high pace, there's really not a lot the other team can do about it.
Yeah. It's a really it's true. It's for the most part, I said that's very true. Yeah.
And listen, if a team is significantly inferior, they can't just win by high pace. Like, I remember, it's like so funny. Here's a name from your, I guess, past. Like Paul Westhead, when he so he was with the Lakers a long time ago, but after that he went to Loyola Marymount, where he basically just played like incredibly high paced run and gun style, which other teams have tried to do, but we've never been able to do it since. It was one of the great the
Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball era.
Yeah, one of the great 3 or 4 year runs, like in college basketball. It was a total freak team and freak system. And then what happened was he actually went back to the NBA, and I think it was on the Nuggets or something like that. The idea being, listen, playing at altitude, I'm going to run the same thing, in the NBA. And I remember he didn't have the players, you know what I mean? But he tried to run it anyway. And I remember very distinctly there was a game against the Celtics, where the Celtics, with Bird and McHale and Parrish, you wouldn't imagine that team could ever run up and down the court really, but it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like the Westhead's team, they just throttled it. Celtics won by 40 anyway. You know what I mean? And they're just as willing to play. Hey, you want to not play defense and just go up and down the head? Fine by us. We're that much higher skilled where it's not going to matter. But when you have two really even teams, and one team just wants to crank up the pace, it's sometimes hard for a team that's not used to doing that to keep up like that. So anyway, I do imagine that the rest of the series is going to be just like yesterday, and we'll see what happens.
Well, it was like this last year when it wasn't like nothing's been quite like this, but it was somewhat like this last year.
Well, and last year, remember, as I mentioned last night, they ran them out of the series because they played 41 minutes a game the whole season. And they just all their bodies collapsed.
Everybody was done, right?
Yep.
But it was one of the, I hate to say it but it was one of the most fun basketball. I mean, even early on, just the pace of play, and it just felt good compared to that Minnesota game from a few nights before.
Yeah.
So I was really enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was. I really had fun with it, but we'll talk about this early morning.
So another thing about today, which is confusing to me. I say confusing, whatever. So every year there is I told you, this big charity poker event. Okay, they're the only one I'm a part of really, and it's a 2-part day. I mean, first there's golf during the day, and then there's poker. I never really play the golf because like during the week or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we got an email last night saying that the event's going to be canceled because of the incoming nor'easter, and also the poker is going to be canceled. I mean, like, and I was wondering how could you cancel even like an indoor poker thing, you know, whatever it is, and I got a little more color on it. They said, well, you know, it's so like 50% of the money made is from the golf. So if the golf is you know, it's obviously the golf's going to be a washout. We may as well just like push the whole thing back. So I'm like, okay. I wake up today. I'm like, you know, I don't know about the golf or the poker, but the Yankees are playing somehow. You know, like how the hell are the Yankees going to play? But apparently there's a window. So all I was saying is this. I mean, I think Roth has this a yellow or something like that. Say no problema. I will. It's a 4-game slate. I'm not going to exit out or anything like that. But no one's allowed to complain. By the way, if this rains out somehow.
Yeah, I think the most likely thing sounds like it. I mean, you know better because being there, but like from what the weather reports are saying, it sounds like that it meant you could see a game get stopped early.
Oh, is that what it's? Okay, because
it's possible based on like they're saying there's an exactly 3 hours like where the
yeah, I mean, that's I'm telling you that is quite a tight window.
It is.
So we're gonna see exactly what happens there, but like and when you only have like a couple of pitchers on this, I mean like a couple of teams to choose from. Gotta be careful here because you know Rodon is getting all the projection and all the ownership, you know. So what we're gonna see, what are you gonna do? Like right now, I mean, I'd love to get your opinions on these. I just literally, I don't say lazily ran, but I just ran my stuff with the projections and all this stuff, and I'm getting like Severino, Rodon, and Suarez. Like those are my three pitchers. Like I'm not getting really too much of Eovaldi or Anderson, Bowden, or Kolek. What are you getting? We don't have to go game by game, right? I mean, we could probably.
Yeah, no, we could do. Yeah, this is fine.
So who are your favorite pitchers? Now, first, let's presume everything plays, and then are you going to make any adjustments?
Yeah. So I'm not. There's definitely no way I would play a 5-man stack on this, as you know me. Okay. But that's it's just me, and I am going to X out any stacking of this game, and it's not because of the worrying about the getting the innings in, which is part of it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. But what it is it's going to there's it's 50 degrees there, man. I don't know you must be freezing.
Oh, it's nasty here.
And it's 16-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from left. That doesn't sound great. So I'm just going to X out those two teams. And I'm gonna run the 4-mans with 4 max without the I mean I won't X out the teams entirely. I just X out the stacks of Texas. Partly there's a little bit because of the weather, a little bit it could end sooner, and also I don't really want to play players in that hitting condition. So if I take those out of it, that's probably enough uniqueness, and we're gonna see where I end up as of right now. But my guess is that for my big buy-in, that I'll probably eat some of the chalk and play one of Eovaldi or Rodon with Suarez in this one. And for what it's worth, I think I like the A's game better than I like the Rockies game. It's hard to argue against the Rockies. I mean, against the Phillies, but I just think that ownership, maybe getting a slightly lower owned Angels team might be a way to go, but it's not. You're not going to get that different with anything. But the truth is, these are all great opportunities. I mean, like all great stacks in those last 2 games. The other early game with the Blue Jays. I'll just point out that Bowden Francis has really struggled, and he's been lit up a bunch lately. And coming off a game where they were getting no hit for a while, maybe taking some of the. I think that the Padres will be the lowest owned team on the slate, so maybe that would be something different to do. Those are my overall slate thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that I'm not even with simming or whatever. I'm not even getting any Yankees anyway.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, but literally, it's like weird, like almost like zero.
That's the thing that's annoying. Is like there's a lot of respect for Eovaldi because he's been great, but this might be a spot where we would. Again, if there was any sort of hitting things, it's just, man, that's tough. That 16 miles an hour wind blowing in is a lot. Like, I mean, and it's 50 degrees.
And it's raw out here. I'm telling you, it's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like right now, I'm hitting with the hitting. I'm I'm projecting to be a incredible chalk donkey today. In the early game, I have just all of these Phillies, and as we've seen, it's just not that easy. Even first of all, you have even though it's only 4 games, you have legit competition whenever a game's being played in that Sacramento stadium.
Yeah,
there's always competition for Coors, and
especially when it's 85 degrees or whatever it is.
Yeah, especially when it's 85 degrees, and the teams have just atrocious bullpens. So I have to figure out what I want to do here, because right now it's like Phillies, and you pair the Phillies with the Phillies. It's really like all I'm getting. It's kind of not say bizarre. It's just what it is. But what's strange about it is that usually when I run the sims, I get something funny, but apparently there's no sense of humor today. Apparently they're not. Sabersim is not in the mood to fade this, which is a little. I mean, I always believe that when that's the case, the team just usually scores 15 runs, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. I just can't really quite get to anything else. But the Angels Athletics, obviously that's the next thing. Or you could go right back to these the Toronto 8-run 8th inning explosion, whatever the hell that was last night.
Yeah, so I don't know enough about Kolek as a pitcher for San Diego, but I will say that he has some respect from the Vegas lines, and a lot more than he is coming. He's 2 starts removed from throwing a complete game shutout in Colorado. He had a good start at Pittsburgh before that. Now these are not incredible teams or anything, but I think maybe getting to some Kolek is a reasonable idea. I'm not playing a ton of lineups, but I don't love that I have Severino in so much, considering my take was to try and play the Angels. But it's just what Sabersim's giving me. So I'm trying to maybe get a little bit less of the Severino and more of the Angels. I think in my hand build ones, I will play the Angels. And obviously you have a nice gap in time to decide what you want to do for the later games anyway. But I'm trying to force in a little bit of this Kolek. I just don't think it's that bad. No one will play him at this price. We have very little opportunity to get different for a guy who's already shown at least some upside. Maybe changing his projection a little, making sure I have a little bit of him is going to at least be something I can do. But you can see I'm getting a ton of the Philly stacks as well. I have no 5-mans obviously for me, so that's already getting a little different, but not different enough as far as I'm concerned. And I think I'd like to force in some more Angels than what I'm currently getting. At least put a little bit on there.
Now the Phillies lineup along with the late game is not out yet. Colorado's out, but Philly's not. Yeah. And there is a guy that got hurt in the game, Wilson.
Did he even get hurt? He wasn't going to play anymore anyway because he was.
Okay.
He usually only gets 2 at bats. It's just he's going to get pinch hit for all the time. But he's not a relevant piece because he's only playing against lefties anyway. And they're taking Marquis, so he's not possible to play today. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but I wouldn't put it as a possibility.
Who is pitching for Colorado?
Marquis.
You want to split like a $2 entry with me on
what?
With one Marquis lineup or no?
I don't think it's like the worst. I mean, he's 4,500.
I mean, we played him at more expensive. I mean,
and he's been a good pitcher at times in the past. This has not been the year. He did have a good start against San Diego at home not too long ago. It's tough.
I don't know. Like one lineup. We'll pool all the money of the members or whatever. We'll take like 3 cents a person. We'll put in one $4 tournament, maybe like one Marquee lineup.
Here's his game log just from this season for all of his starts.
Oh no, I can't look.
-26, 3, -4, 19. That's something.
What was that home against the White Sox?
-0.15. No, that was at Philly actually.
I mean at White Sox. Against Philly?
-8.63 sheets. Wait till you hear this one. -189.35.
No.
That was against the Dodgers. I remember that one. They scored 10 in the first off of them, and I don't know if he got. I guess he must have got 1 out. So, and then it was -17 after that, -17 again after that.
Wait, those are fantasy points?
These are real fantasy points. This is not an exaggeration. Then it was plus 20. Then it was negative 25. So he's had a 19 and a 20, and one of the 19s against this same Philly team, one of the good ones, and everything else has been negative all season.
Okay, how about this? So how many starts has he had?
That's like, I think 9.
Okay, he's had 9 total starts?
And positive points twice. I think that's what it is.
Wait. You told me he says 9 total starts, right?
I'm jumping around screens, but yeah.
About that? And you're telling me he has a 20 and a 19 and his board?
Yeah, but everything else is in the negatives.
No, but so what I'm saying then, so 10% of the time he wins this slate is what you're saying.
Well, I don't think he. Well, I see. I hear what you're doing here, but in fact, maybe you know what? What the hell? I'll put a little.
And 100% of the time he's faced this team, he would have won this slate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's most likely true. It is what it is, I guess. I'm going to rebuild one more time here because this is getting a little funky. But I don't mind. I mean, look, it's a 4-game slate. You get one of those weird performances, and you get the BABIP on your side, and you're home free. You know.
So BABIP's got to be your friend there, right?
Yeah, and maybe it will be.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm telling you, I'm doing this. I'm not playing anything big. But I'm going to force in like some percent of it. I don't know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a lot, but there's going to be. He's 4,500. You know, that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like the thing is he has to get hit to. I mean, these numbers are really pretty. I almost am sorry I'm looking at them. Because just the idea of getting different like that is just so valuable on these like little weird slates. Because I mean, we see it all the time, even on bigger slates. I don't know why he can't have one outlier performance today.
And wait, you said you've also heard good things about this Kolek guy. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that we've got a very small sample size on Kolek, and you know, basically he just threw a complete game shutout. And we're just going to assume that he's bad because the numbers say he's bad. What are those numbers based on? You know, they don't really know anything. The guy's had 6 starts in his career, right? Like, you know, unless I'm missing something, or maybe only 2 starts in his career. No, he played last year too, and I think he pitched out of the bullpen mostly. But like, I mean, his inning sample size not great strikeouts. It's just something you can do to get different, and that's what I think we should be doing with baseball on these little slates. Speaking of getting different, by the way, our guy, I don't know why this happened with Bhatia, but nobody played him, and he's off to an incredible start, so that's great. Yeah, so I guess
earlier today when I pulled up the showdown slate, Kenny Hyder was in first place.
Yeah, he sent it to me like at 7 in the morning. I think I got a shot today. I was like, I don't think 90% of the golfers have played yet, but
hey, you know what? You got it's screenshot life, right?
Yeah, seriously, it's a very early one. Yeah, so I think San Diego is one of your best bets. I look at this like I can't get off of it. They won't let me not play Philly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
ugh.
There's Marquez. There he is. Okay.
But I think I'm going to play a lot of this Kolek and a little bit of the Marquis just because it's
just something, you know,
something different to do.
Something.
Oh, our guy Eric Johnson in chat, and Eric, we can't get different with playing the A's today, so we're doing everything else we can to try to get different.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's so no, my strategy, no 5-mans. The what's it called? Not playing the Yankees and Texas hitters because the not great hitting weather. Oh, what's it called? Lineup just came out.
Who's?
It's going to be even cheaper because there's no Real Muto. Philadelphia. Stott, Turner, Schwarber, Castellanos. So it's they're Marchand is catching, so that's going to make it a little bit cheaper. I don't even know what his price is.
Maybe even more owned, huh?
It's 3.2. So yeah, so
Real Muto gets his 30 fantasy points and then takes a day off. Okay, fair enough.
Well, they all kind of got him yesterday. Well, no, I mean, this is what happens. Like, you know, for everybody else out there who doesn't pay attention to regular baseball, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you're never going to get a starting lineup that you see projected. Like almost never. It'll be maybe 20% of the time because every site is relying on the wrong information. So this is what I mean when I say that sometimes I feel like projections can be messed up. If the sites don't have an idea who's playing and they're projecting who's playing and they're never right, and I can know just by looking at it, oh, there's no way they're going to have their catcher playing. This is his rest. You know, so how am I supposed to assume that every other piece of the projections is accounting for everything right? And I guess the answer is that it never is. It's just the best guess you got at the time, right?
Yeah, but you'd like to think that, yeah. Well, I hope that I'm wrong, okay. But from what I've seen of the projections, they really don't adjust the rest of the team for when other guys are out as much as I think that maybe they should. I also don't think that they adjust the opposing pitcher really much at all when guys are out. Like, even though it's on the margin, like when Real Muto is out and a substitute is in, technically Marquez should go up like a fraction of a point.
So, for example, what happened in Vegas, right, already with this, it already changed. So the run line, the expected run line, now this is not the actual betting number, but this is the run line. I mean, it is the betting number because it's minus 285. It went from minus, what was it, 295 to minus 285, and the run line went from 7.5 to 7.37.
Oh, that's fair enough then.
There was at least something done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I like to see. But SaberSim is working with their own thing, which is a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Is this something I can go with here? I'm not getting quite as much of the Kolick as I wanted, but I might use him in my one big buy-in. And I'm not getting okay. So I have the Angels, and I think the Angels will be at least half of my 4-4 that I use in my big buy-in, which I need to build. Oh my god, like now.
You got 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought you were telling me there was an issue. You got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
So, but SaberSim didn't update the projection though for the Phillies yet, right? Or did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did.
Because it's been like they're getting pretty good with the baseball, but you're right. I think that
but I have to like refresh it. I keep does it automatically? It still was showing the other guys for some reason.
That's weird.
So I'll redo this with the new Philly guys.
All right, I'm gonna build this on stream right here. Oh my God, look at that! They put Kolick and Marquis as my pitchers in the 444.
Oh, let's go!
I don't think I can do it. I'll just right, and the Angels, which I like, and the Padres. This is actually I like the rest of this quite a bit. All right, so I'm gonna go back to.
So Rafael Marchand, is that what they're saying here? And they're oh my God, they're projecting him at 26% ownership. I guess so, huh? They're really projecting a number 9 hitting catcher at 26%.
That just feels kind of crazy. I bet you it evens out in the next few minutes, but not going to have much time. I mean, it will before you late swap anyway.
Yeah. So let's see what I did here. So let me go. Do I still have the – I'm going to rebuild this. I want to see if I still have the Marquez or Key, whatever the hell. He's never in the game long enough for us to hear his name pronounced. Let's see. Well, actually, they do let him play. They let him finish. They let him take his 140.
He has a huge leash. I mean, the guy was an all-star at one point.
No. What I mean is that they let him eat his negative 100 fantasy points like a champion. I mean, like they don't like when he has like he gives up 3 runs. Okay, next. No. If you're gonna cost us these runs, we're gonna make sure you really take the heat.
That's right. By the way, Tyler Anderson hasn't been like bad this year. Just for those of
but he's always been not that bad.
Right, exactly. But I mean
remember, like I always go after him, and sometimes I get him, but most of the times I don't.
Right, and mostly why people think he's bad is because he doesn't strike out a lot of guys, which is just a what's it called way of thinking. It's the old. It's like you think the DFS it means what you actually are, which is
right. Okay, so rerunning this with the new Philly stuff. See, I'm telling you this today. I'm in the mood for some build where I get something but the Phillies. But that's why Saber Sim and the algorithms are a cruel beast. You know, even when you want them to behave a certain way, they just they don't for you. And here, okay, so here come the Angels. All right, let's see. Now, all right, now we're cooking. Newest build is going to be, oh, this is all me. So 54% Colorado, 46% Angels, and then a bunch of Padres. Phillies 5th highest owned. That's what I want. Okay. And let's take a look at the pitching. Let's see. I just don't want all of the Marquez. Let's see. No, I don't have all of them. I just have, so funny. I wanted 10%, maximum, a 10% minimum. They give me like 10.0. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, okay, Biggs, you want them, but we're not giving you too much.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. And the good thing is I'm actually playing Carlos Rodon. That's like so strange to me.
Why? This Texas team can't hit.
That's the thing. They're so bad.
And I actually threw one in my big lineup because because Simeon's 2,800.
Simeon is 2,800.
Simeon is 2,800.
I think he deserves it. I
think he does deserve it. He's hitting 160, 178.
I think Jacques Peterson's on a hot streak. I think he's over 100 now.
Yeah, I know. Jesus, that guy.
He got like one hit, I think.
What a crazy what has happened to this Texas team? Jesus. I mean, like they should be good. In fact, they should be very good. We actually got Sheets. We got our best pitchers against the Yankees. We got DeGrom yesterday, pitched really well.
Yeah.
Runs. And then we've got Eovaldi going today, who's been like awesome all season.
Forget that. We had a 2-run lead.
I know. It's brutal. And of course.
And again, a good thing about having the Angels as well is that I can wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can wait a little bit. I'm going to be I'm not even remember. I have like a 2 o'clock and I have it's like crossing over into something else. And there's no way I'm going to remember. I got to figure out a way to remember.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it, right? I mean,
yeah, we'll be live later for the other small.
We can hang out for 5 minutes until we see like the ownership, I guess, of the first game. But
okay.
Let's just see.
My Blades Brown is doing up to a good start.
Oh, the Blades Brown?
Yeah, he's 2 under through 9, which is nice.
What about my guy, the Oswald Cobblepot?
The pot getter. He was 2 under earlier. Now he's even.
No way, really? Oh my god.
So he's a real guy. Like he's like a guy. They talk about it. He's
right. I mean, he's only got 18 lifetime starts, so he's got to have something, right? I mean, like.
But like in one of the first ones, he was like finished in the top 5, or he was right there at the end. I don't remember what.
Okay, so Bocce does have a birdie on the board, a bogey on the board now.
Yeah, he finally took him out of first.
Patrick Rogers is -3 through 17.
Rio Hisatsune, who ended up being, it's not even the hipster play. The guy just is at the top of every week, and he was projected to be like 7% owned by SaberSim, and he ended up like 20% owned.
Oh my god. Who's this guy? Matty Schmidt's tied.
Matty Schmidt, another one that I'm over the field on at least.
He's T1.
Harmon with a good first start.
There's the Rio -3. Like he's 11% in the sand trap. Rio.
Oh, he's you know what it is? The 555. He's the 20%.
That's amazing.
And I know that because I played him, and so that's because. Good luck to you, Eric. Hoppy or Langoliers on DK. It really depends on the rest of your build. I don't know. I like Hoppy because he's lower owned, but I like Langoliers as a good play.
Junior Bridgman is not performing.
He's the one who's out, basically, or nearly out. It feels like
Junior Bridgman is +4.
Yeah, he got off to that rough start.
Yeah. Maybe Sidney Moncrief can pick up the slack.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a rough. That's gonna be a rough one.
Okay, and Eric with a C. Cole struggled, but he's fought back a little bit.
Yeah,
he's at even. It's gonna be all about the Sammy Valimaki, isn't it?
Sammy Valimaki. We'll see. I hope so. Mackenzie Hughes, Harry Higgs, those are guys. Blades Brown. There you go.
Blades Brown. Do you actually have like more than 5% of Blades Brown?
Like 8%, I think, 7 or 8. But it's just that he's like an 18-year-old kid. It's weird, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's the guys.
Not often.
Yeah, those are the guys you want to play.
Yeah, and it's not like this is like a Corn Ferry event. Like this is a real tournament, and it just feels strange to try to. But I also knew that like he might have gotten to like 2% ownership. I actually haven't double checked, but if he did, if he did get to above there, it's because there is people know a 0.8%. Okay, there we go.
Oh my God! Guess who he had his moment in the sun, and he is now back to earth. We have Eric Van Rooyen at +5.
I know.
Ugh.
He's just the strangest. Like, put him in a tough thing and windy, and no one wants to be there, and he plays great. And then the tournaments you think he might do well, he just he doesn't even show up.
You know what? I've been saying this for like 3 years now, but maybe this is the Fleetwood day. I don't know.
The Fleetwood tournament, maybe.
But it seems that way every tournament. He's like, oh, he's doing
great.
great.
I mean, he's hard to win. Like, I don't.
It's very hard to win.
So what about this John Pock, who SaberSim kept forcing into my lineups, and I was brutally forcing out, and he's now tied for first.
What? Who's this?
He's at 6K.
What's his? How do you spell his name?
P-A-K.
I have 0 of him. Wow.
Let me see if I ended up with any. I just noticed that I was like trying to hand edit my lineups, and they kept forcing them in. Oh no, he's not.
They knew. They just knew, huh?
They knew.
Let's see.
Chris only ended up with 1.
Chris Kirk -3. That's good.
Beauty.
Novak -3. Just doesn't look like I have a lot of good combinations here, but it's very early.
Yeah.
And Scheffler hasn't started yet.
Oh, Bosky just bogeyed again. Damn it.
Okay.
All right. Well, what's that? Whatever. Just have
probably a cool prop is what's Scheffler going to be after today? Probably like -3, right?
I think like somewhere around there is probably
something like that, right?
But it wouldn't be surprising if he just was 5 or 6 under.
Shit.
I know you don't have him in the showdown. I know.
No, not that. I mean, like, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Because if he's -6 after the first round, it's literally over. I mean, like,
he just if he struggles, it's just it still seems like he's right there. It doesn't even matter.
Because he doesn't really give much back usually, you know.
No, he really doesn't. That's the thing.
I mean, last week was very rare, and he gave that back to to Rahm,
but even that that was lasted for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
And then he had a bad front 9 that he shot 2 over, where most of the other guys, if they played like he did, would have shot 7 over.
Maverick McNeely +4. He, as I've mentioned before, he does not need the money. So,
what is it about him again?
His father is Scott McNeely, who is the founder of Sun Microsystem. He's worth $3 billion or something like that.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, should we? Oh, we can take a look at the ownership.
Yes, let's do that. Actually,
I don't think we're gonna have much ownership.
Well, we're gonna see Rodon's ownership, right? I mean,
yeah.
Let's see what that is. Do I have him in
3%?
What?
53%.
Oh, he said 3%. He's 60 in the bigger buy-in. Eovaldi's. I'm just looking at the big one. Eovaldi's 26. All the Rangers hitters are under 10. That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Simeon hitting 5th at 2,800. Berger hitting 4th at 2,900.
I actually have a plumber showing up right now. I've got to go get the door.
All right. We'll call it then.
Okay, buddy. Sorry about that.
I'll see you at 5:30 then.
Sounds good, man.
Okay.
You can just ring the doorbell. I didn't have any idea. Yeah. And said, hey, please call Bobby. You could just ring the doorbell.
Yeah, well, I called you, but you didn't answer.
No, I'm in the middle of I was on a conference call.
Oh, I saw. Sorry.
That's okay.
So sorry about it. Okay.
So this one it doesn't drain most of the time.
Okay.
I have to pour
It's
drain
clogged?
Yeah, it gets clogged out every time.
Alrighty,
These all are a little bit like that.
okay,
The bathroom upstairs also,
okay.
but this one is the worst.
That's the worst one.
Yeah.
But you want me to clear both of them too? This one and the top one?
If you could, that would be great.
Alrighty, okay.
Mostly the top one is the one.
Most of the top?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to take you too many time from your work. Let me go take a look.
Okay.
It's okay?
Yes, do whatever. I'm just
How
gonna
about
be
you bring my truck? I parked it over there.
the street.
To the street is okay?
Yeah. And
I don't need to come inside the street, okay?
No.
You have code to come in?
yeah, I gotta give you the code here. That's the code for the door.
For the door.
Yeah.
But I can park on the street,
Yeah.
right? All right.
Thank you so much.
Take a look, this, and I let you try, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You very welcome.